I think it would be incredibly rare for a WNBA player to be nominated for an award like this, let alone, like, it's rare for an NBA player to get nominated for an award like this. And
Caitlin Clark is a force on the basketball court, but have you seen who she's up against for this global sports award? We're talking about Olympic champions and world record holders. Clark isn't just playing at an elite level. She's now competing with the absolute best across all sports. How did a WNBA rookie sensation earn a spot among these global icons? Let's dive in. The BBC's World Sport Personality of the Year award is no ordinary recognition. It's essentially the Oscars of sports on a global scale, and Clark is the only basketball player nominated. This is a monumental achievement. Not just a top 20 or even top 10 list, but an exclusive top 6 honor. And here's the kicker. Caitlin Clark, the young rookie from Iowa, made it. No Angel Reese, no Aya Wilson, no other WNBA stars. Just Clark, shining solo on this massive stage.
this is a huge award.
You might be wondering, all right, but who else made the cut? Get ready, because this lineup is incredible. At the top, we have Simone Biles, the undisputed gymnastics GOAT, who returned from a mental health break to claim even more Olympic medals.
And you're seeing it now, like, she is nominated for an award that there's literally 6 athletes in the world. Like, there's no nomination for Jason Tatum. There's no nomination for LeBron after the Olympics. Obviously, there's no nomination for Steph.
Next up is Lyon Marchand, the French swimming sensation shattering Michael Phelps records. Then there's Sifan Hassan, dominating marathons like they're just leisurely strolls. And let's not forget Armand Duplantis, who's literally vaulting higher than anyone in history, rewriting what's possible in pole vaulting.
She is spectacular. Absolutely spectacular, like the greatest Olympian of all time. And the fact that she managed to come back and win Olympics after 2021 is crazy. She is the GOAT of her sport. 3 years after stuffing the twisties, she came back and won, which is incredible.
So, what sets Clark apart in this lineup of superhumans? It's not just her jaw-dropping stats, though we'll get to those in a moment. It's the way she's revolutionizing women's basketball. While the other nominees dominate already well-established sports, Clark is making people sit up and care about a sport that's often underappreciated. Just take a look at the numbers she's putting up. They speak for themselves.
There are plenty of incredible athletes here, but there's only 6 athletes not from Britain in this. She was nominated as one of the 6 top athletes in the world. Won last year by freaking Erling Haaland.
Let's break it down. Caitlin Clark's stats are absolutely phenomenal. She's racked up 3,951 career points, just 49 points shy of the elusive 4,000 mark, a feat untouched for 54 years. And she's not just a scoring machine. She's also setting up her teammates with assists like no one else. Clark's impact goes beyond the court. She's drawing in fans who've never watched women's basketball before. Her games have pulled in a staggering 19 million viewers. That's more than some NBA playoff games. She's not just playing basketball, she's transforming the way people perceive women's sports.
As you can see, set the regular season record for assists, 3-pointers, and obviously the college basketball. Like 3,951 points, which is nuts. She was 49 points of literally 4,000. Record held for 54 years, as well as making 201 3-pointers. Performances led to record-breaking figures with 19 million people.
But here's the twist. Not everyone is celebrating Clark's meteoric rise. In fact, some in the basketball world are starting to feel uneasy about all the attention she's receiving. Why? That's a story worth unpacking. You'd think success in sports would lead to universal praise, but not for Caitlin Clark. Her achievements are stirring unexpected drama in the basketball community. Even WNBA players are getting worked up, and it all boils down to the spotlight she's commanding. The conversation has gotten so intense that even Charles Barkley has chimed in, adding his voice to the growing debate.
That Caitlin Clark is the golden goose. She's the cash cow. And wherever she goes, ratings follow. The WNBA draft, the doubleheader, the open NBA season. Ratings. I'm going to remind y'all that in the 28-year history of the WNBA, only 9 players in the league's history have eclipsed on-court earnings of $1 million.
Clark is shaking up women's basketball, creating a media frenzy that's impossible to overlook. However, not everyone is cheering. Some WNBA players are feeling the pressure, concerned that her rise might be overshadowing their contributions in a league that often struggles for the recognition it deserves. A rookie dominating the headlines is bound to ruffle feathers, and it has. Even Stephen A. Smith has weighed in, urging everyone to give Clark the respect she's earned.
The number of attention, eyeballs, she's brought to college and the pros, and for these women to have this petty jealousness, you say to yourself, damn.
Pro players are seeing all the attention Clark is getting and wondering, what about us? There's concern that her success might outshine their own accomplishments. But let's be clear, not every WNBA player is giving her the cold shoulder. Some are fully embracing Clark's rise, viewing her popularity as a game changer for women's basketball. They see it as a rising tide that could lift all boats, bringing more attention to the sport, a win for everyone involved.
That what she has done for women's basketball, especially in this country, has been phenomenal. There is no woman, no matter how great you were as a player, Cheryl Swoops, there is no woman who should negate mentioning Caitlin Clark and what Caitlin Clark is doing for the game.
So, how's Clark handling all the drama? Like a pro. While everyone else is caught up in the buzz about awards and jealousy, Clark is staying focused. She's not letting the noise throw her off track. Her main priority is dominating on the court.
Thank you for setting the stage. Hell yeah. Ain't hate. Rising tide lifts all boats. Whatever it takes for everybody to get fed. I'm all for it. You a WNBA player? Caitlin Clark gonna get you paid. I figure out a way to be her friend. Or her friend of me.
Let's be honest. There's no one in this generation who can top what Caitlin Clark has achieved as a rookie in the WNBA, no matter how hard they try to push others into the spotlight.
And the thing I love about her, she never says a word.
Just last week, Caitlin Clark made Forbes 30 Under 30 list and is already the highest-earning female basketball player, even as a rookie. But just when you think the drama is over, another curveball comes her way. Remember how she's up against Olympic champions? Well, there's a twist in that story that has basketball fans scratching their heads. You won't believe what's happening with Clark and Team USA. Ready to find out? Let's dive into the Olympic-sized controversy that's got everyone talking. Hold up. Caitlin Clark is good enough for a World Sports Award, but not for Team USA? Something doesn't add up here. Let's break down how the biggest star in WNBA basketball ended up being left off the Olympic roster. Here's the shocker. Caitlin Clark isn't on the US Olympic basketball team. Yeah, you heard that right. The player who's been breaking records and making waves won't be suiting up for Team USA in Paris. Can you believe it?
People think it's going to be another Caitlin Clark. There's not. There's just not. Like Juju, great. Juju's great. Honestly, Juju's absolutely fantastic. There is not going to be another Caitlin Clark.
You might be wondering, what's the deal? USA Basketball says Clark couldn't attend a mandatory training camp that overlapped with the selection process. Sounds simple enough, right? Well, here's where things get complicated.
I mean, realistically, she should have been an Olympian. If it wasn't for the fact that USA Basketball just wanted to make it a closed shop and didn't want to give her something that she was completely deserved a spot in that Olympic team.
This training camp rule is causing a major stir. Everyone has seen what Clark can do on the court, so why couldn't they find a way to make it work? Basketball analysts are questioning USA Basketball's decision, and fans are flooding social media, baffled at how a team could overlook Clark's incredible talents.
Caitlin Clark was not in the team. Basically, it was a mandatory training camp which overlapped, so she wasn't picked.
Let's be honest, this nomination cements Caitlin Clark as a global star. Her influence stretches far beyond the WNBA, making waves across the entire world of women's sports. The WNBA is paying attention and taking notes. Clark isn't just changing the game. She's reshaping the entire landscape of women's basketball, but here's where it gets interesting. Not everyone is thrilled about this rookie phenom stealing the spotlight. You might be wondering, just how big is Clark's impact? Well, let's break it down. Ticket sales for women's basketball games are soaring, and it's not just for Indiana games. Arenas that used to echo with empty seats are now packed to the rafters. Fans are showing up in droves, eager to catch a glimpse of the next big thing in women's hoops.
I mean, this is why you put her on the team is to get the eyeballs. And by the way, she's the greatest scorer in the history of college basketball.
But this is
that was part of her resume before.
And she now has the single game assist record as a rookie.
Well, but she's done that subsequent to not making the team.
Yeah. And
But that's been my thing from the beginning. Everyone's like, "Oh, who do you take off?" Well, Megan Clark should have been the first name written down.